The leading Republican candidate for the White House now facing a fourth indictment. This one, as we mentioned, for racketeering. There's a long list of questions about where this will lead him, his campaign, and the country, as you just heard. Now, right now, we're taking a closer legal look at what's been done here with attorney Mark Reichel. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning.
After months and months of work, this indictment came from grand jurors late yesterday around 8 p.m. Georgia time. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis chose to speak publicly late last night and answer a few media questions about this development. First, give me your overall impressions of the lawyering surrounding this indictment. She emphasized about 30 seconds into her presentation last night that everyone named is presumed innocent.
Yeah, they have to, obviously. You can't make a press statement, which is just one-sided, which comes from the government. It's very powerful when you come out and say, hey, these crimes were committed by these people. You always, which is very nicely done here, you immediately say, remember, these people are all innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law.
A lot of what is in this indictment has to do with RICO violations. Former Mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani, allegedly involved here. Former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. We usually think RICO and mob or cartel kind of operations. Explain how RICO is being applied in this case.
Well, RICO was originally for that, but it's really just when there's a criminal enterprise, when it's unwieldy. There's so many people involved with a focus of criminality, with a focus to commit a crime. That's when RICO becomes available. When it's something like that that has so many different acts in furtherance of the conspiracy, that's when you call it a RICO. It doesn't have to be the mob at all. It quite often isn't the mob anymore. It's white collar.
All right, and you're talking about so many different acts. All of this kind of centers around that phone call now heard around the world with former President Trump as he started telling the now proven lie that the 2020 election results were illegitimate. We have all heard him ask Georgia's Secretary of State to find him some 11,780 votes. So that's one of these acts that's being referenced.
Yeah, that comes in on January 2nd of 2021, just a few days before January 6th in the count. But actually, this indictment is much, 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 much more than just that phone call. This is hacking into computer systems. This is a general overall scheme and a plan to overturn the Georgia election illegally. Not asking to go to court and have it heard, but to illegally, behind the scenes, change things, fake documents, false statements made. And it also brings in all of this overall conspiracy in other states to show Georgia wasn't just an accident or there was no lack of intent there. If you can show they were doing it in all these other states, the same thing, you can show what happened in Georgia was not an accident.
You referenced, obviously, some very serious allegations with the hacking into some of the voting system. What else stands out to you about this 97-page filing?
The number of people charged. There's 19. That's going to be really difficult. There's no way. I don't care what the Honorable Fani Willis had to say about it. There's no way there's going to be all 19 defendants in one trial. Okay, they're going to break that up.
That was going to be one of my questions. Yes.
That's just not possible. There's no way. And the judge is going to run the courtroom, on how they want to do things efficiently. Probably break it up, I think, into 3 indictments, probably, and have 3 separate trials. Yeah.
Last night when she was being questioned, she said that she would like to start within the next 6 months. You've already addressed the breaking it up because she'd originally said, as you mentioned, these 19 people would be tried together. Do you still think that within the next 6 months we can start one of these broken up indictments if the judge does that?
I think it's possible. I know if the prosecution is going to come in and say, look, they've known this is coming for a long time. They're following all these witnesses coming into the grand jury. They knew we subpoenaed their documents. They've known about this for a long time. Here's just the official start of it. It may not be exactly 6 months. It may be. The judge makes the answer on that. But they're going to say, look, you've known about this for a long time. If they give them all of the reports, all the discovery right away, like Jack Smith did in Washington, D.C., then the ball's in the court of the defense to say why they're not ready after 6 months.
All right, and before we let you go, when it comes to jury selection to hear these could be multiple trials, how do you find a jury that hasn't been affected by pre-trial publicity in this case of all cases?
That's possible. I mean, you have to understand that I think the Trump machine as it is gets a lot of publicity on a lot of things. And there's a lot of people, even in Georgia, that may not know about this. And when they found out about it, said, wow, he's charged here now also. So I think it's interesting. If he had no other charges pending, they probably could have followed this. But Steve Bannon's approach was this pipeline approach to just have so much going on out there that nobody can really concentrate on one thing. That's what they started with in 2016. And I think that's going to happen here with this jury saying, oh, I didn't know anything about the Georgia until the indictment.
All righty, we're going to put a pin in it there. Thank you so much for joining us this morning to unpack unprecedented times. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.